called Harmony Acupuncture and Traditional Chinese Medicine located in Lawrenceville. Today, I'm not going to talk about acupuncture because Mark has done enough, as you see. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of feng shui. I'm not a feng shui expert, not a consultant, but the reason that I'm talking about feng shui is because it shares a lot of the common principles with acupuncture, and also, it's rooted in Chinese philosophy. It's both an ancient art and science, and teaching people how to live within the environment in harmony. So, it started many years ago, like approximately 7,800 years ago, when a Chinese tribal leader called Fuxi created Bagua, and then it kind of evolved and turning into a Taoist philosophy called I Ching. Also, and there are, the major book of it is called the Book of Change, or I Ching. So what is feng shui? Feng actually literally means the wind. So it's the force, the yang force from the sky. It's something that moving in the air and something that we can feel, but it's not tangible. And shui actually represent the inside of the forces. So on the earth, it means the rivers, the mountains. In the modern civilization, it's anything tangible from the streets and then the buildings. So feng shui, it concluded the yin and yang forces that you need to live in an environment with those two forces that's in harmony. So it'll bring you good fortune and good living environment and prosperity. So how does it work, basically? So there are a few main principles in feng shui. The first one is the energy force is called the qi. So qi disperses with wind and gathers by water. So it sounds kind of vague, but let me give you an example, then you would know what it means. Think about the desert, okay? There is a lot of wind and lacks of what? Water, right? So the energy, the life force, cannot retain. There are very few plants and animals can grow in the desert, right? And let's take another example. Georgia. There is a lot of water body. So that's why, the state of Georgia and especially Atlanta area can prosper. And when you look at all the major cities in the world, all of the major cities are started like along the rivers or somewhere has a big lake where people can get water. So this is the first principle. So you can write it down. Qi disperses with wind and gathered by water, with water. And then the second principle is to hide wind and obtain water. So hide wind means if you have too much of the wind, the yang forces are too much, then you don't feel comfortable, right? And think about hurricane. It bring down your houses. So you have to hide it. How to hide it? There are certain ways. Like if you have like little hills up and down, it can slow down the wind a little bit. But what is the other factor that can slow down the wind? Hide the wind. Trees and forests around us, right? But most importantly, obtaining water is even more important than hide the wind. The ratio is about 2-to-1. So how about Georgia? Is it a good place of feng shui in general? Yes, it is. Because we have a lot of trees, we have a lot of forests, and then right now we're in this very beautiful site near the Chattahoochee River. So of course, Hey, congratulations, everybody. You're in a very precious feng shui place. And also, feng shui principles are used in selecting, building, decorate the houses. Because people have the tendency to live in an area that, it makes them feel comfortable. This is something that human beings are born with, right? And in Chinese culture, people also have an emphasis on whether the energy is right. Basically, whether the yin and yang energy is right. So for building houses, there are three main key points that people have to keep in mind in general, whether this is a good house or a house that maybe the fortune is not so good. So for the first key is the doorway. So the principle of the doorway is like your doorway has to be kind of tall, so people have a good feeling, say, wow. If it's very low, it makes people feel like very tight. It makes them, tense. This is the first key. The second key is the relationship between the entrance and the kitchen. It goes with the generation cycle, the 5 elements generation cycle. For example, if your entrance is at the middle, a position, then middle means, facing the west. Then your kitchen probably should be in a water position, means facing north. But in China, people always believe that the houses, the greatest house should be located in the north and facing south. Because it makes sense, right? We get a lot of sun. And then the third one is that the major bedroom that the host living in has to be in the generation cycle of the main entrance and then the kitchen. So this is 3 major principles for a house. The same thing for, because feng shui started as a theory for people to find good grave site for their, to bury their loved ones. So, basically, it doesn't matter whether it's for the people that are living or for the people that are passed away. People believe that feng shui can change people's fortune a little bit. Because remember, there are 2 other major factors that ahead of the feng shui, which is the destiny is number 1, luck is number 2, feng shui is number 3. Why feng shui is important then? Because most people, they don't think they can change their destiny, right? Luck, right? Not really. So that's why people are so rely on feng shui nowadays, especially in places that are so crowded. So Hong Kong, for example, Hong Kong is the feng shui capital of the world. Why is that? Because in mainland China, there is a history of Cultural Revolution. They think everything that's old, that's ancient or not so good. Okay, except traditional Chinese medicine, because people still need to rely on doctors, no matter there is a revolution or there is peace. So, but feng shui knowledge was not prosper at the time in mainland China, but in Hong Kong. So in Hong Kong, you can find world famous feng shui consultant, but it's catching up because it's rooted in mainland China. Believe this, and even in like Cultural Revolution, although people don't talk about it, scholars still study it, secretly. So the root is still there, and I met one, fortunately. And the last principle, which is probably the highest principle of the feng shui school, is called, in Chinese, it's called 玄空风水术. 玄 means the timing of the universe. And then 空 means the space and then directions. So, when you think about this, it's three-dimensional, right? So, but that's the highest feng shui knowledge. It used to be used it only served for those kings and empires. But now, it's spread out, and because, there are rich people who can hire, the feng shui consultant that has the highest knowledge. But it's very, very difficult to learn. So, we gotta be careful choosing one. I'm not there yet. So, this is all I know about feng shui. So, if you have questions, you can ask me. I will try my best to answer you. And this is also one of the areas that I'm interested in, because it also helps me in my practice. Because when you think about it, medicine is not just trying to cure diseases. It's also guiding people how to live a good life, a life that's healthier, within a good environment. That's why feng shui is also important. Thank you so much. This is a book of I Ching, but this is the Zhou version because I Ching has many different issues. And then for feng shui consultant, for feng shui consultant, they rely on this kind of tool called feng shui compass a lot. It's very complicated. Okay, thank you.